We'll go on it explicit and we could discuss it explicitly.
Hey man, it's all good. It's all good. I'm sure they got emissaries for that too. You know?
I try to keep it clean and PG rated.
Yeah, dig it, man. Dig it.
Except when I'm on with my co-host from the People Who Don't Know Anything show, which we will reveal that co-host sometime this weekend as the show unveils.
Yeah, man. Winners Who Don't Know Anything. I heard about that.
I think we went with People Who Don't Know Anything, but we'll do Winners Who Don't Know Anything.
Well, I wasn't sure. I was only in on one of those meetings, man. Like, yeah. I remember when it was still a work in progress. You dig it?
I think I'm going with Winners Who Don't Know Anything. I'm going to change it up a little bit.
Dig it.
That works.
Twilight Cricket and Bearheart, you know, every once in a while we get together for some poetry. So he tells me about some whispers and some murmurings, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, right on.
I guess it's plug time for that at the Joseph Evaldi Network. So if you wanna give a plug, Twilight Cricket, feel free.
I am Twilight Cricket. I am an emissary of the Olk N Us Network. And what we've been doing is we've been making some channels over there. We have the Timeless Fireside Quantum Poesy, and we have the Timeless Fireside Olk N Us. And the Poesy is for poetry, and the Olk N Us is for novels. Because Richard Andrew Olkusz likes to be prolific with words. So we got that, and we also have the Ricky and Wolfman Show, which is a great talk show where Wolfman Joe and Ricky Bearheart get together, and we have some discussions about some pretty cool stuff. All that stuff's coming out of the Oakwood Network. It's going to be here before you know it.
I see my eyes wide open with that because met him. You know, we met each other in transition just when I was ready to go out and he was coming in.
That's how it was, man. It was real timeless, and the Olk N Us Network is just getting started. You know, there's going to be plenty more where that came from. So that's my plug.
Yeah, that's a good plug.
The writings of Richard Andrew Olkusz, the Olk N Us Network.
I think I'm going to plug one more thing before we go back to the podcast, and it is www.cafepress.com/Joseph Evaldi Creative Art. That is where you could get some nice stuff with mugs, shirts, even for you ladies who are listening, you could get ladies' underwear with some of my designs on it.
Well, I'll be. Man, oh man, we got quite a selection over here.
Something for everyone.
I had no idea the Joseph Evaldi brand did that. Wow, oh boy, gee willikers, there it is.
Just think. If you search around, you could have a design with the robot design. Oh, we won't go there.
Hey man, sooner or later we're going to get into all that stuff, so might as well give them a little tickle, right? So what's the story, Slo Mo Joe?
Okay.
How much longer will this go?
I do not know, but maybe time will show.
Before
it goes.
It certainly will. It certainly will.
Alright, I say we're at the 35-minute mark. I say we read one poem and then we wrap it up.
Sounds great. You want me to go first and you close?
You go first and then I close.
That sounds great, man.
And you don't mind if I close with two, do you?
No.
Okay.
That's what it's all about, man.
All right.
So, this is another one out of Machinations of the Cybernetic Phantom God. by Richard Andrew Olkusz. That's coming out of Yesterday's Harmony, which is a reprint of a 2004 book called Signs and Wonders. You'll hear more of this on the Olk N Us Network, but this is the selection for today. It's a little out of order. This is Jagged Home Run. The stained glass is broken, and the light hits it as it falls to the floor. Is it more beautiful broken or together? Blood covered the hand of the boy who discovered just how sharp a piece of art could be. Torn flesh to bone. The blue piece of Mary's robe had cut his hand to ribbons. Now in shock over his open wound of gore's gaping, all he did was touch it, and yet the hole in his hand was so deep. Now I know what it must have felt like to be Jesus. He sobbed as the priest called the ambulance. That was Jagged Home Run off of Yesterday's Harmony. And that's the poetry of Richard Andrew Olkusz. Hopefully to be available soon. That book has staying power. It's from way back. It was first in print in 2004, but it comes from poetry older than that. And that book's got some decent stuff, man. Twilight Cricket highly recommends you check it out. So that
sounds good to me.
Right on, Slo Mo Joe. This has been a great podcast. I've been happy to be a part of it. So why don't you close this up, man?
I'm going to close it up with two poems from the Joe Macho period.
Yeah.
And you'll get familiar with Joe Macho. He'll be a guest on the show.
Right on, right on.
When these poems need to be read, but I'm going to read it for him.
Yeah.
It's called The Return. The first poem is The Return. Second poem is Part 2. The Return, Part 2. I'm going to read them one after the other.
All right.
The Return. After everything was lost, the man has built himself up again. Everything seems to be coming back to him, and all at once. Once forgotten, it is there again. His strength is more powerful than before. It builds the more the devil is against him. His passion to live is greater, and now he understands. He was once in search of the one, but now he realizes that he needs to do more than just search. He asks for more pain even though he is battered. But still, he gets up, and he is ready. The world should be prepared because as he recuperates, the more he will be ready to take the world by storm. He will do what he's been put here for. There is no joking anymore. The job needs to be done, and no one else will do it. Change needs to be now. This is The Return Part 2, because there's two parts of the story.
Oh, wow. I dug that one, man. Destiny, Dharma.
Yep.
Yeah, man. You gotta do what you gotta do.
It's kind of like...
follow your bliss.
In Chiron, I should say, you know, I don't know who knows the story of Chiron. It's the wounded healer.
Oh, I don't know if I'm familiar with that one.
Which means...
seems like something that Ricky Bearhart might know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What is that, man?
The wounded healer is somebody who's wounded.
Physician, heal thyself?
Heals the pain, and the only way he could heal his pain is if he helps enough others heal their pain.
Oh, I see. He sounds harmonious.
Yes.
Yes. It is good to be harmonious when there's a prosperity index to allow for it.
Yes.
Right on, right on. That was a good one, man.
Thank you. The Return Part 2.
All right, here's our closer.
What was said to have been forgotten and buried has returned. It will fulfill his destined path. Though life has been demanding, only his true strength will carry over. His power will grow stronger if his spirit lets him. After getting crushed, a goal was set in his mind. It was to feel what was once forgotten. And that changed when others tried to turn on him. He witnessed the pain of silence. He had seen death in his family. He has matured and endured a lot. Now, it's time to put that part behind him, never forgetting what had happened. He now knows it's time to set out to do what needs to be done.
Right on, right on. Dig it, Slo Mo Joe. That's the poetry of Joseph Evaldi, right?
That is poetry of Joseph Evaldi, and it can be found at Amazon. Let me see. Sorry, sometimes I get choked up on my words sometimes. You'll have to forgive me. This is the poetry of Joseph Evaldi, and it is called The Apparitions of a Warrior. It is available on Amazon, and Amazon and Create Space.
I love that title, man. Apparitions of a Warrior. I mean, that's head to the cosmic degree.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's been a real pleasure. I'll definitely come on this show again.
Yeah, thank you for being the recurring guest.
Yeah, dig it. That was great vibe.
Twilight Cricket.
That's me, emissary of the Olk N Us Network.
Yes. Final plugs before we wrap up?
Well, I plug enough. I'll just say visit the Olk N Us Podcast Network and check out Richard Andrew Olkusz's writing. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Soon to be.
And this is the vehicle of expression woven into words. It is Slo Mo Joe Timeless Poetry Show, and this has been Slo Mo Joe, a part of the Joseph Evaldi Network, and until next time, have a good night, be safe,
go in harmony, friends,
and be in peace.